Hello, I'm Dominic Kane, and I had to make a level for one of my classes here, game scripting. So let's just jump and get right into it. One problem I am having is this guy right here. I want it to spawn in as this guy, but it's not. It's not letting me for some reason. I'll have to figure that out in the next few weeks. This is a 15-week project, and we're on week 10 here, so it's coming up. But I got a little time to figure that out. So you come up here and you read these words, and they say hit E to interact with things. So if you hit E, it switches, and it says, and Q is to switch between players. So you come up here, you walk up to this wall, and you hit Q. So it'll switch to this guy, and that door says it's locked. So you hit Q to go back, and since I can't get past these, or jump over them, rather, I'm really hoping the player will see this flashing light here, and they'll go into this room. So you hit E to open the door, and come in here. And one thing I did need to add this week was a camera that showed a player on a screen. So a good way I thought of doing that was through this TV here. So you see the player, he walks around. You can also turn on this light here by hitting E. Hit that, turn it on and off. Come up to this one, same thing. You hit E, turn them on and off. And also it does that with the fireplace here. Come up to it, hit E, and look at that. We got some fire. So one thing I hope the player does see is this out of place looking orb thing with the light next to it, and if they walk up to it and they hit E, it unlocks that door. So you come back over here, you come up to the wall, you hit Q, you get this guy, and look at that. It says it's unlocked and the door opens. So another thing we needed to add this week was a puzzle. So one thing I was hoping, one good idea I thought was a puzzle, a jumping puzzle with a little, with some blocks here. We'll just, you come up to it and you kick these blocks and they go on the light. Now, if the box isn't on the light, come on, it turns red. So as long as the box is on the light, it turns green. So there you go. So we come over here and we can start this. So one thing I was hoping was, since the player saw that little orb thing in the other room, that they see another one down here, and they saw that that one opened the door to get in here, so that one probably opens up something else, probably that block or maybe. But now one way they just have to figure out how to get in there. So maybe by jumping up here, they can do that. Just jump our way up here. Oh. So if the player came in the room and didn't kick that box, they'll come up here and they come up to this box. So they have to kick that box. And then they notice that this box can move, so that means maybe the other box can move. So that's one way of telling them that these boxes are probably what you need to use to turn on those lights. You keep jumping up here. One more, and we're here. Ooh, we're on the ceiling. I plan on adding a ceiling just for right now. It's easier to work with. It's just without a ceiling. You hit that box down there, and then we can jump down. Oh, now would you look at that? Oh, go get that box. With that, another thing I wanted to do is when a player got to a certain height, and they would kick these boxes around, or if they would fall rather, they wouldn't fall straight down to the bottom. So they got up past maybe like the second row there, they'll fall onto one of the lower platforms, so they wouldn't have to redo everything. We come up here, we get these boxes. Oh, all right, that's a wall we can walk through. Didn't know that. I'll have to fix a collision on that for next week, but that's an easy fix. So we come up here, kick this box onto this light right here. Oh, come on. There you go. Now that one's green. And then we come over here and get this last one. And make it. Oh, I didn't quite make it. Oh. So once all these boxes are on and all the lights are green, that lowers. Which then you can come up to here and you hit E on this, just like the last one. And that block's gone. So you're like, oh, alright, well we come up to this room right here. If I can get in there. Come in here and it's the same room you were in before, just what's it called? It's upside down. Another thing we need to add was I had to have two lights switch between each other. So if you come right here and you step right in front of the door, it switches the lights. So that one goes on, and then that one switches on. Just keep switching back and forth. I don't know if you kind of see that right there. There you go. Walk off of it. I plan on adding something with that, like that might, like when you walk in the room, it doesn't happen, both lights are on, but when you leave, one of them turns off, and then it continues on with what the next part of the lesson is going to be. You come up to here, you hit E on this, and then you come back, and now that one's gone. You come up here, you hit Q. It's all good. And then that block's now gone. So now we come in here, and this is going to be what the next part of the week's going to be. But that's it for my level right now, out of the 15 weeks. So thank you.